Hello, YouTubers, friends, compatriots, bootlickers, shields, deaths, search, peasants, vassals, minions, meat sacks. I'm Useful Idiot. Welcome. And let's go to Syria now, where we have yet another ceasefire where nobody ceases fire. And I brought this up in other videos. We had that last ceasefire called where UN aid was supposed to go in, and apparently some UN aid did go in, but as far as we can tell, the siege of Aleppo continued. We have these clashes between Syria in Turkey. We have the clashes between Turkey and the Kurds. We have the clashes between the Kurds in Syria. And it just goes on and on and on. So that last ceasefire, when it happened, I posted a video said Syria ceasefire, it just moves the war into another direction. And that's exactly what happened. And here we have it. And again, we had another ceasefire declared last week in the midst of all these strange events going on in Syria. And it never really the fighting never really stopped, and then there's all these accusations that everybody's just jockeying for position, and that's what happens at all these ceasefires, whether it's the Ukraine or Syria or Iraq or anywhere else, any ceasefires, everyone just jockeys for position for the next phase of the hostilities, and so there's no surprise there. The ceasefire has now completely broken down. I don't really know what the difference is between intermittent warfare and then constant warfare. It's all warfare. So anyway, ceasefire is breaking down now, and the Syrians are resuming their hostilities as well as all the so-called militant groups. In the middle of all this strangeness, of course, we have the discussion of cooperation between Russia and Turkey bombing in Syria, and then we have discussions of Russia-U.S. cooperation in bombing Turkey, and then the cooperation of Turkey and the United States in bombing Syria. And it's just be interesting to see how all that is sorted out with all these different agreements and alliances shifting. And then one of the more strangest things that I've seen happen in Syria recently is having the Al-Qaeda related group Al-Nusra Front change their name to Jabhat Fatah al-Sham, which is a good name for them. They're Sham, and somehow changing their name and now saying they're distancing themselves from Al-Qaeda has changed everything. And now the most successful, formerly the artists formerly known as an Al-Qaeda offshoot, are now changing their name and are going to continue to fight. Only they're not terrorists anymore, I guess. And then the latest episodes we have, of course, is this U.S. bombs and kills over 62 Syrian soldiers. And when you view it from the Syrian and Russian vantage point, it looks very much like the United States was supplying air power for an ISIS assault, because after the bombing happened, the ISIS launched an assault on the same position with these Syrian soldiers. So it looks like, once again, that the U.S. is supporting ISIS, but who knows? And then we have a UN aid convoy that was bombed, that was heading towards Aleppo, and there's depending on which source you read, there's accusations that the Russians bombed it, and then we also have witnesses who discuss seeing an American drone in the vicinity. But anyway, here the pointing fingers and accusations are popping up all over the place again. And but all in all, we have, like I say, a ceasefire where nobody ceases fire, and the 7 days are up, and the war will resume as it always has, and with these intermittent ceasefires. But as far as I can tell, the war just keeps going on and on and on, and these ceasefires are merely road bumps. And so there you have it. The clusterfuck continues, and stay tuned to more strange developments in this quagmire. I'm a useful idiot. Don't you be one too.